Hello folks, and welcome back to the channel. We're just trying to push on with this week's, or this fortnight's lap time challenge. For those of you that are following the videos, those of you that are watching along, this little series is all about trying to achieve that 2 million credits every week, trying to achieve that qualifying time on the gold. This week we're at the Redbull ring. We're in the new car to the game, the Sillhouete, one of the new 3 ones that came with update 1.19. You all know the spiel if you've been with us. If you haven't, it's a standard car. You can rent one, you can use your own car, but you'll get a BOP setting. We're using the rented car for this process, and as you can see, 129.06 is where we're at. We are currently sat in the golds, but we're not too comfortable because we're best part of 7,000th. As we go through the video today, this is about learning the track, learning what makes you faster, learning how to be faster, and with that, we've got some speeded up sections where it just shows you how I was going around the track. Not too fast, so you can still where I am, still see where I am, see where I make mistakes, where I brake early, where I brake late, where I miss corners, where I spin out, etc. So I'm leaving all my fluffs in there, but this video comprises of roughly 27 minutes of footage where I've just cut it down to, I've taken out the irrelevant stuff. But what I have to tell you is to learn this circuit in this car, it's traction control off. As you can see, I did make that commitment last video where I said I'd run these laps with traction control off just to see how much faster I can get, because I've hit a ceiling. So here we go then, first real time lap out, not real time lap, but where I'm making a challenge. So there we are, second lap out for the day, 129.837, the 0.8 of a second off our target time, which we're going to beat. And as you can see there, we go through the first corner in third gear. We're chasing hard for that ghost. Now that ghost is not the 1 minute 29.086. That's today's fastest lap as a 129.837. I braked on the 100 there, and I tried not to give the brake another tap, and we accelerated beautifully to catch up on our ghost, the ghost of the 129.837. So coming down to this corner, I started to feel nervous, braked on that 100, and I've just gained so much time. Look at that, we're now 0.6 ahead. Our ghost is set at 0.4 ahead, so we are on a second ahead. So we are potentially running a 128.8 at this point in my head. But we're not, because this time is actually running against the last complete lap, not our ghost. So it's a bit of a misnomer, you have to think about that. Coming down to this corner, we're going to change down to fourth, into third, pull the nose in, we could get that tight, you know. Running out wide nicely, back into the apex, third gear, drive hard for the line. And how we're going to do, we're thinking we're 1.1 seconds up here, so we're thinking we're smashing the time. But unfortunately, only just beat it. So the ghost is the new ghost to beat. That is our new fastest time at a 129. I'm thinking now at this point, this is actually going to be quite a toughie to try and get a 128 with my skill level. I'm a 48 something year old man. I've got a crappy G29, and there we go, we blew it. But we did set a new purple sector. So with that, we're just going to restart again, and these little screenies in the box with the zoomy speed, these are the ones where we don't do so well. So we went a bit wide there. I think we're going to restart that. No, we just clipped it all right, so no problem. Nice and wide third gear through the apex of turn 1, and we're pushing on, and we blew it. We were too far back. And we'll see a few of these, but this is about learning. This is about taking the positives. This is about not getting wound up. It's about not getting anxious, not getting nervous, even though I still do, and I hate it, but that's just the way I am, I guess. So there we go, through the apex, in third gear, coming down to the 100, braking on the 100, hitting that corner in second gear, pushing on that yellow line, trying to get up with the ghost. He's pulling away from us. There's not much point in doing this, but let's just run the lap. Let's practice these lines. We're not going to get anywhere near the time, we know that, but let's just practice the lines. Let's just try and get that ending to come in on that corner. Third gear for this one. Don't accelerate too hard there, but keep it on the red and white curbs. Into this corner in third. We missed that apex badly. Got that one nicely, and we're through this line quite well. So there we go, back onto a good lap. Here we go. That was a 130.191, so we were a second off The time is irrelevant in that little blue timing, but we're 0.17 up, 0.2 up. We're doing alright. This looks like a good traction controls on 0. This is what we're learning. Brake on the 100. We're purple sectored the first sector. That's great. Just lift and coast into that apex, but back on the gas, nice and wide. Try and keep up with that ghost. Well, we're doing all right. We're 0 point something up. I can't read it against the grey of the track. Brake on the 100. Let the car coast into that apex, and that's a little something I've learned. Come off the brake, come off the gas, and let the car roll. It's got downforce. It'll stick. I promise you. Trust it. And that's about half of the process on this, is trusting what the car will do. Seeing reliable returns from the car. When you put it into that corner, and look at that, that's less than 102. This is a bob-on lap. Let's see if we can keep in touch with that car in front. It says we're 0.58 up, but that's against the previous lap, the 130. So we're half a second down on time. We've done nicely there, hit that apex beautifully, run it out wide, back into third gear, clip that apex and run for the line. Let's see where we go. What do? We're 1.1 up on the previous last. It's a 1:29.054, so it's an improvement. It's a new ghost. That's the fastest ghost of the day. And here we go. I don't quite get it right. It's a little zoomy one, but here we go. And then we're going to go after this one into a bit of a... So here we go. We spin it there, so that's a bit of a swine. But that happens. Take the positives. That's the rear wheels on that yellow curb. But let's go back to it again. Here we go. We're ultimately going to do a few little starts, cross the line. Quite pleased with the 1:29.504, but we've only improved by 0.3 for the day. And we're 20 minutes or so in. So we're still improving, we're still making progress, we're still making the way up the ladder. We're in gold. We've missed it again, we put it wide. And this happens. You'll go through this process, you'll get stuck on one corner, you'll just keep repeating, but keep at it. Keep your brain in gear, keep focused, keep following that line. Use that ghost. There's something I've said through a lot of my videos. Oh, there we go again. Chase it, don't race it. Look at it as a target. Try and improve on it, because if you treat that as your best lap and you try and just brake that little bit later, brake that, accelerate that little bit harder. And here we go, folks. This should be the final session for the day. But let's see. Cut that apex a bit sharp, didn't we? Oh dear. Let's get this right for this corner. We've gone a bit wide there, but let's keep going. Push on. 1:29.054 is the target. Get the right-hand wheels onto the red and white curb. Brake on the 100. Accelerate on through that apex just to get that speed up. We don't have that time above the rev counter there because this is the first lap out on a restart. Let's see what we do. Looking to brake on the 100. Get the wheels up onto that red and white curb. Braking on the 100 as we said. Just let it coast onto the apex, then gas it hard. Full flat out. Notice we didn't put any tyres onto the yellow curb. That was a slightly tighter line. And we're keeping with the ghost in front. So we're roughly on a par. Let's see what happens. Braking on the 100. Going to lift off and just coast into that apex. Let the car roll through. We slide a little bit, but we've gained. We've definitely gained on the ghost. Now we're looking to get the tyres on that red and white. Brake on the 50. Let the car slide in. Now I didn't let it coast at that point. I tried to, but I braked off too much speed. But we're still in with a shout here. A 1:29.054 is good, but we've gone too wide. Oh dear. We might get a time there. We might get a penalty. We did. But it's worth noting that. Did you see how we kind of messed up the first corner, and the second corner we blew because we'd made that first mistake. So while we didn't skip through that on the whiz faster video, don't know. But in a turns up we learnt something. It's important to note we messed up there as well, didn't we? That's gone too wide. Let's restart that. Focus. Get your mind back where it needs to be. We're gonna run these corners. We're going to have a ghost to follow. We're not going to get a time, so here we go. It's all about where we are against that ghost. It's all about trying to secure the Ghost. We know we can put a fast lap together if we can link everything. In previous videos we've shown you the best time sectors and how that adds up to a better timed lap. But if we can link all those together like we've been doing today, we've been eking that time down. We just need that one lap where we put it all together. So what I'm hoping for here, braking on the 100, is that we just get a little bit organised. We run in line with what we've done on previous Ghosts. We keep that Ghost in sight. We do that warm-up sighter lap. We come through at racing pace, and we go through and we get the best time in the second lap, because then we're following a Ghost that was competitive, and we know we're close on that time. Some of you won't care about getting gold in this, but it's 2 million credits and you're learning to be fast in the same car, the same setup as the pros, the elite, the aliens are using. Because they're all using, it seems, this car. There we go, that was beautiful through that corner. That was actually a fantastic line, and I'm pleased with that for myself. So coming down to this corner, braking just before that 50, third gear. We can borrow a bit more there, but let's get it up on the curb. We can borrow a bit more there, but we're coming through at race pace. The Ghost is just breaking away a teeny weeny bit, but here we go. Through the line, that was a 1:29.1, so we're within 0.50 of our time, almost. 0.051, sorry. And with that, let's push on. Let's go. Let's keep it in. We're up on the time. We've gained almost a tenth at that point on our previous lap. It's a little bit misleading against the Ghost, but braking on the 100. We've purpled the first sector, so we're good. We're fast. We've probably gone a little wide there, but that good acceleration off the corner. No tyres on the curb. We didn't bridge anything, but we've got a penalty. Look at that, half a second. But let's not knock us off. Let's just see. We're up with the Ghost. Let's see how well we can do. Braking into that corner, letting it coast in, a little bit of tail brake, second gear onto the gravel. Oh dear, unfortunate. But here we go again. This time, this is us. We're going to do it. Boring? No, I was digging this as I was doing it. I knew I had it within myself. I know I can do it, and if we don't, I'll have a break and I'll come back to it. But let's see where we go. So here we go. Repetition, repetition, repetition. That's what it's all about. Let's get into it. Let's cross the line. Line up perfectly for this corner. Brake on the 100. Down one gear. Back on the accelerator. Through the apex. And here we go. We're up on the Ghost, actually. We're probably the closest we've ever been all day. Oh, this is on a penalty. Oh, no. That's what we don't need. Back to the start. Let's do it again. Repetition, repetition. We're on it. Let's go. Lap 1. 25 minutes into our little session. It's all we're doing every day. It's the first stint of the day, the first drive we got. We're gonna get our lottery ticket after completing this little session. Here we go. Down 2 gears. 1, 2. In on the accelerator before the apex. 2 wheels up on the curb. That's the way. And we're up on the Ghost. And we're as close as we were when they got this penalty a few seconds ago. Now the car's going to get in the way as we hit the braking point, but let's get it on. Watch for the flag 100, braking through, and we brake beautifully. We're up on the Ghost big time. That was some serious late braking, and we're accelerating hard. There we go. We're ahead of the Ghost. We're well on up in him. We're a whole car length up by the looks of it. Look at that. We're going to gap him. 100 metres on the brakes. Oh, we just missed the apex. Let's get a foot back in, use all that curb, and away we go. We're pulling away again. We've got good traction. We're ahead of the Ghost. Going to brake on the 30. Let's see how we do. Let's see if we can get the front end to come in. It almost has. The Ghost is just braking alongside of us, but we get a run out the corner. 4th gear down to 3rd. 2 wheels on that grass. Push hard. And a beautiful line. That's superbly quick through there. Almost as good as we did the other lap ago. But we're well ahead of the Ghost. Coming into it, we're looking for the braking marker on the 50. We could have got a fraction tighter, but we're good up onto the curb. The whole car on the curb. Through the apex. And we've just lost a little bit of time there. The Ghost is coming back in us, but our acceleration through the gears gets us ahead and through the line. A 1:28.680. And that I'm going to try for the next lap, but as you'll see in a couple of seconds, I mess it all up. But a 1:28.6, that's what I wanted to achieve from that little 25-minute session. We knocked half a second almost off our starting time for the day. Here we go. We've blown this lap already, we know that, but let's get into it. On second gear, through the corner, up onto the curb, we spin it, and that's the end of this session. I was happy with that, a 1:28.680, and with that I'll just post the replay over that from the external view. But there it was, 34.9 miles for the day. First session out, there's the lap times, possible best time we could have hit. And that's it, folks. That sees us, when we look at this, a 1:28.6 in the top 2.5%, 3,575th. We were 7,000. So that half a second improvement has chucked us well up the ladder. But with that, folks, thank you very much.